Oiyo Boyos.
Oiyo Boyos.
All right. It has happened. We've seen Spider-Man Brand New Day. We got an early preview of it and speechless.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a incredible movie. I don't know if we've ever had a Spider-Man movie this good. I know we just saw it, so there's a lot of that hype.
Bit of recency bias, but I tried my best to remove that, but I also, at the same token, had to remove nostalgia bias. And I really like this.
Yeah,
one.
this was. I've been extremely critical of the Tom Holland movies. I've always loved the TASM ones, and I've loved the Sam Raimi ones, but the Holland ones were never for me. And with saying that, in my opinion, this is the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. It's awesome. It's great. So we'll start off this review, doing a little spoiler-free review, and then we'll get into our spoiler review. Off the top of your head, scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Spider-Man Brand New Day?
Ooh, I'm honestly, I'm thinking 9.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Because
9.
I think about my problems, I'm like, they're tiny little nitpicks. It's a 9.
Yeah, same. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Man, it's so good. I never get emotional during movies. I got teary-eyed 3 times because the story was just hitting so good.
Yeah.
They don't do that trope where, again, I don't know if this is spoiler territory, but the action is a great balance of action, storytelling. Nothing, in my opinion, plot-wise felt kind of out of hand. Everything made sense. The struggles is going through, the stories, how the characters shaped up, how they were introduced. No one felt like they were trying to overcrowd the Spider-Man movie. That's kind of how I felt with the Superman movie. I remember everyone was like, oh, you're going to have all these characters. Superman's going to get overshadowed. And it was like, no, it's still a Superman movie. That's how I felt about the Spider-Man movies. Like, you had a ton of great characters in it, but no one stepped on or stepped in front of Spider-Man. This is 100% fantastic Spider-Man. I felt like, and we said the same thing with Superman, I felt, after seeing this movie, I was like, wow, I just watched a comic book come to life.
Yeah, and watching MCU movies, there's very few, if any, that nail that. And this is one of those where I'm like, that's a comic book movie.
Yeah, and I didn't feel, I was like, I kept wanting more, and they kept giving me more.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough. I was like, loved where it was going. When the movie ended, I was blown away, but I wanted more. Not because I wasn't fulfilled. It was so good, and I'm a glutton for good things. And
definitely.
This movie, if this is the direction where the next, however many Spider-Man movies we're going to have with Tom Holland is going, I thought I saw something where they were like, yeah, we have Spider-Man movies planned all the way through like 2031 or 2041. It was something about like 5 more Spider-Man movies they have planned. And if this is the direction they're going with Spider-Man, I'm all aboard. I'm all for it.
Absolutely. My biggest takeaway is like, when you want more and they give you more, why can't we just have movies like that? Like, we don't need every movie to lead into something else. I mean, it leaves the door open for more, but not in a way where like it takes from this movie to save for something else. You get everything you want out of the movie in the movie.
This movie stands on its own, in my opinion. And I know when we were walking out of the theater, I was like, hey, I don't know if this is too soon to say, but I think that was the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. And because of that reason, where I feel like it stands alone, because let's say you've never seen any of the previous Spider-Man movies, there's a few flashbacks where you can kind of get a gist of the struggles that Spider-Man has gone through. And there's a few callbacks to things, but they're not like a main part of the story. It's not like you need to, like when he makes a Spider 2 reference or whatever, it's like you can see how things play out, and it can just be its own movie, and it's awesome. I can't wait till I'm probably going to go again and see it this weekend sometime. I got to figure it, because I'm like, wow, I just want to see it again. It was so good.
Another thing I love is that he's built himself from his past experiences as well. Like, you see that he's learned not only from his own movies, but from his other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I see one thing, I'm like, he learned that from Andrew. He learned that from Toby.
I saw some things where I was like, he learned that from Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's literally learning from all of his friends. And I just finished watching the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s. And a lot of that charm of like him working with other characters, as you've seen in previews. You know, the Punisher's in it. You know, the Hulk's in it. There's characters like that. How he works with his support team and other characters. It reminds me not just the comic books, but a lot of that '90s Spider-Man animated series. So to me, it was just hitting all the right, pushing all the right buttons, and all great sorts of feelings watching it. Emotional roller coaster. This was not just like a popcorn movie, just going and like, oh, mindless fun. This had like a deep meaning to it, a deep story. So be ready to go on a ride when you see it. And yeah, I'd confidently say after seeing it, 9, solid 9.
9. I also love that it's uses its connected universe to its advantage, as opposed to like feeling like bloat. It's like, oh, we have these things. Let's use them here. Let's have them have their moment here.
Yes.
And everything just works in concert together.
Yeah, it felt like when we were reviewing the other Spider-Man movies, you know, my whole like pros from each movie, I feel like were wrapped up to being this movie, in the sense of like Sam Raimi ones. I never felt like the dialogue was the best, but I loved the feel, the textures. We were saying the small characters, how even like New York was its own character. And with the TASM movies, I love that Spider-Man, that writing, that wittiness, that just that essence of Spider-Man I felt was captured really well there. This combines all that. You get this authentic, somewhat grounded, like, yeah, you could imagine seeing that Spider-Man swinging through New York right now. If you're in New York, you're like, oh yeah, I could see him, that friendly neighborhood, but still taking on larger than life challenges. His scientific mind put to work, which I love seeing Spider-Man as a scientist. I love seeing him tinker with stuff and figuring things out because he's so smart. It was awesome seeing all of that kind of stuff. And when we get to our spoiler section of the review, I have some more thoughts on his scientific mind, which I think are going to greatly impact the MCU.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, but in the spoiler-free sense, fantastic movie. Go see it. Go see it 100 times. I mean, it's awesome. You can't get enough. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, I got one more thing.
Yeah.
The style of humor in this movie is genuine.
Yes.
Like, things are funny because they genuinely are. It's not like it avoids the MCU trap of humor at the expense of the movie. This doesn't even think about doing that.
No, this was a fantastic movie, and I can't wait to see it again. As you see here, we've got a lot of merchandise from the movie. We're pretty high on it right now.
Yeah, we went a little nuts.
Yes, but with good reason. And I think that wraps up everything for the spoiler section. Are we good to get into spoilers?
One more little thing.
Yeah.
The web swinging.
Yeah. Oh,
loved it.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. The web swinging was awesome. There's a few parts where I felt like that could be a roller coaster. Like the next Spider-Man ride is like you web slinging through New York while being chased by villains or chasing villains.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man's helping you. Like, which I guess kind of happens on the Spider-Man ride at Universal. But you know what I mean? Like, instead of being in a car, it's like web swinging with Spider-Man, more of that POV that way.
It kind of gives you every possible shot you'd want of him swinging, whether you're just watching him swinging or you're along for the ride with him. Like, even like the GoPro style shots, I think are awesome.
Yes.
That's a little Tom signature that I think finally found its place and found its point here.
Also, some of the humor with the web slinging. And is this? Are we good to get into spoiler territory now?
We have to say that we're going there right now, just so you guys know. Go see this; it's amazing. Come back after to hear our spoiler thoughts because there's a lot.
Yeah, there's so much going on in the movie, and I can't. And again, so this right now starts the spoilers.
Yeah.
Funny thing, we're talking about comedy and the web swing and being beautiful. When he switches from his web shooters to the organic webbing, he's like, web stop. Web go, web stop. Because he can't control it unless he like says it. It's really funny. It's so cool because it's amazing seeing him have organic web shooters and still use the real web shooters. Like, it's just so cool. They thought of everything with this movie. Like, I couldn't poke any holes in the logic. Like,
no,
that made sense.
I'm like, it's hilarious, but it's also genuine because, like, when you're learning to use a new thing mechanically, you're kind of having to tell yourself how to do it sometimes. So,
like, I kind of linked it to, like, when I'm, like, playing bass or guitar, like, if I'm running through a scale or a section, I sometimes sing little songs in my head while I'm playing a part that helps me remember it. And so that's what reminded me when he was web slinging with the organic. And he was like, "Web go, it's up. Web go, it's up." It's like me singing along, playing a part to help memorize it. It was like, wow, this really feels like a relatable character.
Yeah.
Like we're not out there web slinging, but just in terms of learning skills and having to figure that out. Can I point this out?
Go right ahead.
So Ryan went to get this new Spider-Man popcorn bucket, which is absolutely beautiful, awesome. He gets it, and I'm not sure if you can see it. There's this piece right here on the back of his neck. And I was like, "Hey, what is that?" And he's like, "I don't know what that is." I was like, "That's kind of weird, isn't it?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is that like a logo or something?" And we couldn't figure it out. We're like, "Oh, that's weird, whatever." In the movie, it's a prohibitor chip, right? To suppress his arachnid DNA from taking over his human side because he starts to get a little crazy, gets a little unhinged. And that inhibitor chip keeps that in check, in balance. So when he's going full arachnid, he's getting stronger, more violent, kind of losing consciousness. And it's just kind of like almost like that instant kill that he had in the Iron Spider. But like it's him. And it's causing some troubles for him. He almost kills a cop by accident while fighting Scorpion because he just gets unhinged. And so he figures out how to create this inhibitor chip. But the problem through the movie, it keeps going short-circuiting sometimes. And he makes one for when the Hulk's going out of control. And I think this inhibitor chip is what they're going to use on X-Men.
Oh.
Because you know how a lot of times they'll like collar the X-Men to lose their powers. I think Peter's the one who created it. And I think that's what they're setting up in the MCU because that's his whole thing for stopping, spoiler again, Jean Grey, who's the villain, mind controlling people. That's his whole thing is he puts this inhibitor chip on the back of her neck so she gets depowered and he can capture her. And then you see what's the agency, the defense agency?
Damage control.
Damage control like improves upon the tech. And so I was like, now they have these inhibitor chips that are going to keep people from using their powers. And even the Hulk when he's Bruce Banner, he's like, "Hey, how do you determine who should be using and who shouldn't be using their powers? And who are you to say?" And they're kind of hinting towards that. And with getting Jean Grey and, we know the X-Men are coming from all the Doomsday trailers. That's where I think this is going to lead to. I hope at least, because that'd be so cool to find out Spider-Man accidentally invents the inhibitor chips that everyone uses because he's just trying to keep his own powers in check.
Yeah, because obviously at the end of the movie, he is not about that thing at all, but someone's going to reverse engineer that.
Yes. I mean, how cool is that seeing him just like let loose at the end?
That was awesome.
I thought it was a little weird when Damage Control was using the Foot Ninjas as security guards.
The foot's
or Teenage Mutant. I always get them mixed up. I always thought it was weird. Yeah. So Damage Control uses the hand as like their private security, which I thought was weird.
Yeah. I was like, what's up with that?
Yeah. And it seemed like, this shouldn't happen. And then that's where you get a lot of those cool fight poses. But
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's something I was kind of like, but I'm like, it makes for cool fights. I don't know.
It did make for a cool fight at the end. Because I was like, is Daredevil going to show up? Or I thought, because if you've seen the last season of Born Again, Daredevil's in prison now. So from the way they shot the trailer, it looks like they're in that prison.
Yeah.
They're not. They're at the prison where they're keeping superhumans. And what a dark story for Jean Grey.
Yeah.
This is a dark, dark movie in some aspects. Like, you find out Jean Grey has a sister, and she's just trying to get her back because the Damage Control Agency captured her and has been experimenting on her to try to figure out how to use her telepathy for them to use, because they're like, oh, children having this power, an adult should have this so they know what to actually do with it. And what was it? It's like VMAX. And they're trying to figure out what VMAX means. And you find out that was like the last thing Jean's sister saw before she died, because the Damage Control was torturing her to death to use her powers and figure it out. And it's incredibly sad. So justified that Jean was a villain for this section of the movie. You find out she's just trying to get her sister back. I love that moment at the end of the movie with her and Peter, where they're sitting on, she's in his mind and they're having a talk in his consciousness about just like their power, and they don't have to be alone. And he's like, hey, I'm here for you. I like what they're setting up there before, Frank freaking tries to kill him.
Yeah.
Come on, Frank. But beautiful, beautiful ride we went on with that. There's just so much flooding my mind of what we just saw. And I'm like, I don't know what to hit next because it was so cool. But that Jean Grey storyline, fantastic.
Sadie Sink kills it as Jean Grey.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
she is amazing.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see her again.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm ready. I love X-Men. I love X-Men. I so cannot wait. I already think this is the best Jean Grey we've ever gotten.
I could see it.
Like nothing against. I can't remember the first actress's name, and then I can't. Sophie. What's her name for the second one?
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner. I was like, it's Sophie something.
Yeah.
Great actresses, both of them, but Sadie Sink as Jean Grey in one movie tops them both. And I know she plays the antagonist almost the whole film, but wow, heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Heart-wrenching.
It's interesting. I just kind of been thinking about this. Like we talk about this movie as a comic book come to life, but it's also a very fresh story for a Spider-Man movie to handle.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I like that we're treading new ground here and finding new colors to paint these characters in.
Because normally in a Spider-Man movie, they're like, all right, who's going to be the main villain? We need Green Goblin or Doc Ock or Electro or Venom. And this one, it's kind of Jean Grey, but it's really just Spider-Man figuring out an adventure. There's no, you have Scorpion in it, but he's not like the big bad of the movie. I felt like this movie just really taught valuable lessons of just like love and loss and acceptance of who you are. And I don't think they even needed like a strong villain like Doc Ock or Green Goblin. I think that would have just muddled it.
Yeah, it would have muddled it.
Because the way they told this story with these characters, fantastic. Yeah. And I love the Punisher in it. The Punisher's so cool.
The Punisher is amazing.
It was really, I think technically Damage Control and Scorpion are really the only two prominent villains. Yeah, you get like a montage of like comic book covers of him fighting villains, but those only last like a few seconds. So if you're, really the main Spider-Man lore style villain, I guess would be Scorpion. Yeah. He has like 2 interactions with Scorpion in the movie. But Scorpion doesn't really he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
He gets beat, man. Spider-Man loses control and just goes to town. I was like, we watching Ben Affleck Batman go to town in the warehouse scene. That's how the kind of brutality we were seeing.
Yeah, it's very much Insomniac Spider-Man, honestly.
Yes, I just finished playing Insomniac Spider-Man 1 game, and some of that web slinging reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so cool. And there's a certain scene that I got a flashback. Do you remember in the Sam Raimi one where MJ's holding on his Peter swinging, but you can tell it's a mannequin in a spider suit? You didn't get that in here. You could tell MJ and Peter, it was like actually him, and there's no mannequin, and I appreciated that.
Which I also like love how when they're going through that, he's like very awkwardly like, "Web, go, stop."
Yeah.
Like in a hushed tone.
Yeah, it's so good. The humor's so good.
So good.
I hope we see more of those villains like Tombstone.
Yeah.
There was just so many cool characters. And the whole inside jokes with him and Punisher, like Staten Island sounds like Staten. Oh, come on! They're bickering back and forth. That seemed like it was so genuine.
Even that like little throwaway gag when you're watching them in the surveillance footage, and Spider-Man's just like,
they're just like yelling at each other. They're like very like, what are you talking about? I remember when I pitched a buddy cop movie of like Etrigan and Constantine, or was it Etrigan and Constantine, a buddy cop movie of Punisher and Spider-Man, which is kind of what you got a little bit in this movie. It was so cool.
Yeah, we kind of got everything we wanted out of Spider-Man going forward in this movie, which is why we're so high on it, honestly.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough, this is everything I was wanting in a Spider-Man movie. It was all the best parts of everything we've seen from every Spider-Man, all in one film.
Yeah.
And it's a roller coaster of emotions. There's some highs, there's some lows, not in the sense of quality, in the sense of like, man, this part makes you really happy. Oh, now you're going to feel as sad as Peter does. Now you're going to feel as angry as Peter does. Oh, you're going to feel this love, this loss, this redemption, all of it. You feel like you're with Spider-Man on this journey, and it's very his point of view style. Yeah. And you were talking about with the Sam Raimi ones, which I didn't pick up on before, And then after you point out, I was like, oh my God, I noticed that. His interactions with like smaller characters, like the cops' kids, just those interactions stood out and it really made the movie. It really made that. And who's the director? I can't remember. Destin, I think something. Phenomenal. You did a phenomenal job, man. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie. I can't wait till it comes out on like DVD because I'm going to buy it. And I haven't bought a physical DVD of any movie since like The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I'm gonna start changing that because the state of the world. I'm gonna start picking
Physical
up some more
copies.
physical copies.
Yeah, because you never know with streaming.
Yeah,
And even like, I love the Hulk's second favorite Marvel villain well, in this he was a kind of a villain. Second favorite Marvel hero, second to Spider-Man, of course. You said, well, I'll let you say what you said about the Hulk coming out of the movie.
I think this is my favorite appearance of him in the MCU. Like, they respect him in this movie and they make him scary, and they show a good side of Bruce Banner too. I mean, sure, it's very selective with the amount of time, but everything hits its mark.
Yeah, this is the greatest on-screen version of the Hulk I believe we've ever seen. And there's a section where he's still like Professor Hulk, he's still that kind of Banner's in control. Sadie gets into his mind and Sadie like just breaks whatever control Bruce has on him. And then Hulk completely takes over to where his eyes turn green, kind of like the like the original, not the first one, but the first one in the MCU.
Yeah, like
the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah,
with Edward Norton, where his pupils turn green. That happened, and he gets massive, and he is shredded, and he goes to town on Spider-Man. And did you notice that he remembered who Peter was?
Yeah,
that was cool. The Hulk remembered that Peter and Spider-Man are the same person. At least that's what it seemed like to me.
It seemed that way to me too.
Because Peter's like, Hulk, stop, I'm your friend. And then the Hulk stopped and realized like, oh yeah, he is my friend. That's Peter. And that was awesome to see. I love the Hulk so much. To see them finally respect the Hulk. And the fact that after everything, he was making sure like no one got hurt, right? No, it was just me. No one's hurt. Everything's good, to show that Bruce is like, oh crap. And they were so methodical, and the devil's in the detail, and they made sure they hit every single thing. There's nothing left for like, oh wait, that was a pretty massive moment. I wonder if something happened to anyone. No, they covered everything. They were so thorough, and I'm so happy. This was like, I kind of want to give it a 10 the more we talk about it. I can't think of anything that I didn't like about this movie. Is there anything you didn't like?
I have like one little nitpick. It's when MJ and Peter are talking and they're talking about, the whole thing about Peter coming clean to MJ and talking about what happened. And she's kind of like, that's not a decision you get to make. But I'm in the back of my head, I'm kind of like, he's the only one who can make that decision. I don't know how you can go about it where you get that choice. Like, you should have that choice, yes, but it's just not physically possible. Yeah,
I get that. Yeah. I think I see your point with that one, and I don't think it bothered me too much just because, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I call it a nitpick, and it's not a complaint.
I like how when he left the window, after he saved, or after he was hanging out with Ned and MJ, she was like, be careful, Peter, or something like that. And then Ned's like, Spider-Man's name's Peter? It's just like cute stuff like that. And his interactions with his friends. I hate Flash Thompson. Before, remember I told you the Flash Thompson I hate? No, now I hate this Flash Thompson the most. He kisses MJ. I was like, get your paws off of Parker's girl, Flash. I was so mad. Yeah. Oh, that was hard to watch. And man, they have you go in there. And I was going to be so upset if they stuck with this, because it was like Peter and MJ kiss, and then MJ's like, acts like she remembers that Peter is Spider-Man and remembers they're in love and all that kind of stuff. And Peter gets all teary-eyed. He's like, you have no idea how much I miss you. And they embrace. And you find out it's Sadie mind-controlling MJ. Or Jean, Sadie Sink. Jean controlling MJ. And she's like, actually, she has no idea who you are. And he realizes it's Jean the whole time. And it just breaks your heart. But I was glad that they went that, because I was like, it's kind of cliche that, oh, she kisses him and now she remembers he's Spider-Man. Oh, of course. No, she doesn't remember. It doesn't work out like that. And they're like, no, it's not that easy. So I'm glad that they handled the story that way. And it was just that she found the note laying on the table that he left when he was in a hurry to go save,
Yeah.
there was that break-in. So
Yeah. I will say, like, while I do have like that nitpick that's me at logic, I'm like, I don't see that out of the realm of MJ's logic to say that. So yeah, that makes that's just me being like, that's weird. But honestly,
it's a justifiable nitpick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with feeling that way about it.
but it's not out of character.
Yeah, I will also say I was just reading the back of this box because I saw brilliant scientist, and that just reminded me. I was like, I also like the fact that they show that he's a brilliant scientist.
Yeah.
That Peter's not dumb. Like, he is extraordinarily brilliant, and seeing him pick up, I think you touched on it, where his mentors, like he picked up on Andrew's Spider-Man, on Toby's Spider-Man, he picked up on Iron Man. He has his own system. I can't remember what he calls this system, but he has his own HUD kind of thing, helping him track stuff that he built himself because he's so damn smart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that they show that, because that's what I loved about the Andrew movies, is how smart that they showed he was. And I'm glad we're seeing that with the Spider-Man.
And my favorite thing about this Spider-Man, and I have to take a dig at another Spider-Man here. He takes everything he built and everything that came before him, and he goes his own way with it instead of just talking about going his own way like Miles Morales.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I can't say Miles Morales.
Yeah, like bro spent 2 movies talking about doing his own thing. This Spider-Man goes out, actually does his own thing, but in a way that's informed by what came before him.
Yep. And now if they were to do that with Miles, I'd be all for it story-wise, but God, this Spider-Man is so good.
Yeah.
And again, I used to trash Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Far From Home is my least favorite Spider-Man movie. I don't like it. The one with the vultures, not as bad as I remembered when I first saw it, because I always thought of it more as like a Disney Channel original movie. And I was like, there's like a few moments. No Way Home's great. You get all the Spider-Man back. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of feels, a lot of suffering. That fight with Green Goblin, I forgot how intense that was before rewatching it. But this version of Spider-Man, wow. And his powers, I liked the fact that he couldn't control his powers. It weren't going away, because I never liked that in Spider-Man 2, his powers going away. But the fact that he couldn't control his powers and having to fight that feeling and that uncertainty with himself, because I just really resonated with this version of Spider-Man.
I did too.
And this is just so great. This is the Spider-Man. Again, love every Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my second favorite hero. No matter what negative things I say about Spider-Man, I always love Spider-Man. But this is just the pinnacle of Spider-Man. If there's like live action Mount Rushmore, heroes, this version of Spider-Man to me would be on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I agree. And you could still point to Andrew, but I'll tell you what, Andrew paved the way for him.
Yeah.
And you see that. It's like, oh, you love Andrew? Well, there's a bit of Andrew in there, and Andrew, his character, and I'm sure the actor himself, and just
I like
through filming No Way Home is like added to this.
Yeah, and the way his suit was on his suit looks so cool in the movie. Seeing those crinkles, I know it sounds so stupid. I know a lot of people are like, really, the crinkles in the suit really make it? Like, yeah, the crinkles in the suit was like really cool to see. That's what I loved about the TASM ones. His wittiness.
Yeah.
He had like the wittiness, the brains, and the suit, the web slinging of like Andrews elevated. Like, he elevated that. And then he had like some of the organic webs, the strength, the kind of personal conflict that the Toby Spider-Mans had. He just had the best of both worlds and just took it to another step. I guess exactly what you said. He learned from his mentors. He took the best parts, grew with it.
Yeah. And then he's got his own heart.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he brings to it, where he's having that conversation with Jean, and he's like, you're not alone in this.
This is like the first Spider-Man that I felt was like a true hero, because no matter what, he didn't give up on being Spider-Man, and he never had that conflict of not being Spider-Man. It was more that conflict of keeping people out so he could protect them, but he like loves helping people. And they do a whole thing in the movie where she's like, why don't you take a day off? He's like, oh, you know what they say, love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. And it's like he really cares about the people and saving them, and just those interactions throughout the whole movie just make you feel good. Makes you like, to me, it made me feel like wanting to be a better person. That kind of mentality where it's like inspiring, where it's like, yeah, you know, seeing Spider-Man going through all these things, but he never gives up. It was that kind of inspiring.
Yeah, and it was really sad to see him. Shit.
Yeah. It was just
yeah, just seeing that he cares so much that he's willing to live a lonely life as Spider-Man and not let literally anyone in.
yeah.
And to see what that does to him, it's kind of heartbreaking for a guy like him because he's just so nice.
Yeah, he's so nice. And again, dealing with the aftermath of everything he faced with Aunt May's death, then all in one movie, he lost MJ, he lost Ned, he lost his aunt, he lost everyone that's ever cared about him or knows him, and now he's literally him versus the world. But instead of becoming cynical, he has he kind of has that depression and that anger weighing on him, but he's still going out and trying to make the world a better place for everyone else and protect people. And I love at the end when, well, spoiler again, as this whole part is, Frank goes to shoot Jean because she has like everyone frozen and it looks like everyone's going to die kind of thing because they're all like just seized up. And while Jean and Spider-Man are talking in Peter's subconscious, his spider sense goes off and he realizes there's a bullet coming at, and so he protects Jean Grey and gets in the way of the bullet and gets shot and almost dies. And he would have died if it wasn't for Jean. And the Punisher has to rush him to the emergency room, get surgery. And when he wakes up, it's like all of New York City's outside of his hospital room. And I just love that scene too, where it's the Punisher dressed as Spider-Man so that Peter can get out. And he's just like, yeah, it's so good.
John Bernthal gives his all as the Punisher. It's
my favorite Punisher.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've always liked John Bernthal from The Walking Dead. Literally from the first time I ever saw him was Walking Dead, and his whole career since has been amazing. Love him as Punisher. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. I don't think anyone gave a bad performance.
No one.
I didn't think anyone gave a bad or corny performance. Everyone felt genuine. I believe that these characters were... like, these actors were these characters, I should say.
Oh, I agree.
Like, I didn't see Tom Holland. I didn't see Mark Ruffalo. I didn't see John Bernthal. I didn't see Sadie Sink. I saw Jean Grey, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Punisher. And I was living for every second of it.
Which is crazy for Sadie because, like, we've known her so long as Max from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
She's Jean Grey. There's
no
question about it.
It's kind of cool how... you know, she's in a TV show where someone has psychic powers, and now she's in a movie where she has psychic powers. And I'm so excited to see what she does with the X-Men. Wow. I don't know if maybe I'm crazy, but it seemed like she had a little bit of chemistry with Spider-Man there.
A little bit, yeah.
I was like, wait, is Jean Grey and Spider-Man going to become a thing? Oh, Black Widow being in it?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I
love Florence Pugh. I think she is so good. I loved her in the Black Widow movie. I've loved her in everything she's done. She is so freaking funny.
I loved her in Thunderbolts, man.
I need to finish watching Thunderbolts. I need to finish it, but she is just...
Thunderbolts is a great movie. Go watch it.
Yeah, I don't get why people... You guys need to go out there and just watch great stuff. All right, there's great movies out there. We're in a renaissance right now. If you're an art fan, if you're a comic fan, if you're a hero fan, DC, Marvel, whether it's animated, live action, comic books, action figures, video games, live it up because right now is the time to be alive for all of us nerds. So cheers to you nerds, man.
Cheers.
Because we're having a great time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the fact that Ned and Peter instantly, or I'd say intuitively reconnected.
Yes.
Because, like, yeah, sure, the memory thing can mess with the love of your life, but it can't mess with bros.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, again, it was kind of a silly trope, like, oh, if she kisses him and she remembers, then I'm going to hate that. He went to go do the handshake, and then Ned's muscle memory, they just did the handshake, and he realized who it was, and I was like, yes! I was so happy. I was like... And I know you're gonna be like, oh, isn't that kind of like you said you don't like it in this scenario, but you like it in that? I'm like, yeah, man, because bros for life. That was awesome.
Bros for life.
That was so cool. I love it. I know I said I hated it when it was with MJ. If it was gonna be, and it ended up not being. So thank you, Destin, as a director for making sure. But for the bros to reconnect because of their secret handshake, I was like, my guys, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Also, that Ned has a spider tracker and that the Punisher uses it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Spider-Man's like, how do you know, Frank? He's like, I have eyes everywhere. It's a spider tracker Ned created. It's so good. God, what a phenomenal movie. That's why I'm talking about the details of everything. Because it's like, how would Frank know? And then how smart MJ is. Like, they didn't treat anyone like an idiot.
No.
Like when Spider-Man's like, oh, Frank, you got like, and he names all these tools. And Frank's like, yeah, I got those. And Spider-Man's like, why do you have those? And MJ's like, you make a bomb with those. And he goes, exactly. It's so cool.
And it doesn't treat you like an idiot either.
Exactly. Yes.
Like, you know where it's going, and they're like, yeah, we're going to give you that. Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I noticed, I watched an interview before this where it was like spoiler free, but it was with the cast. And Tom was saying this is like the first time you you learn stuff with Spider-Man. Like the audience isn't ahead or behind. Like you're discovering stuff as soon as Spider-Man is. And I think that's the best thing about this movie.
Yeah.
Is that you go on a journey with Spider-Man, or you can almost do it as Spider-Man. And I don't know any other movie that's done that.
No.
Because, like, in the other movies, you're kind of in the dark with who's the villain is, like with the Green Goblin, like, but Spider-Man's in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with, like, Electro and all that. It's like Spider-Man's usually like, oh, well, what's going on? When the Sandman and Venom. But this movie, you're like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. It's like, whoa, you're finding out with Spider-Man and seeing him react real time the way, and you got to kind of put yourself in those shoes. Like, how would you react? And the way he does it is just so Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So back to like Ned and Peter, there's a couple of things that really stood out to me. Mm-hmm. One, like when they're just kind of hanging out, they're building a Lego Star Wars set. Just
like when they first did with the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's another iconic set. Like Lego nerds will know exactly which one they're building. Yep. I'll say that. And
I like that there was all those Star Wars. They had the Empire Strikes Back in the background, and it's hinting at Civil War when Spider-Man ties up Ant-Man and makes him fall.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
And then personally, I love when they're all like, fine, keep your secrets.
Yeah, they're going back and forth with the little Lord of the Rings reference. It was so cool, and it just shows like, oh, they haven't skipped a beat.
Yeah. But also, like, we say that to each other all the time.
Yeah, exactly. We said, fine, keep your secrets. So that was really cool because we were like, hey, we do that.
We do that.
So that was really neat to see. And I will say, the fact that MJ knows Peter's Spider-Man and didn't instantly fall in love with him again, I liked that.
Yeah, that was great.
I was like, she's like, hey, I understand. It sounds like this MJ really loved you, but I don't have those memories. I don't have those feelings. But she was still cool with him. They were still like friends. She didn't kick him out. She didn't turn the cold shoulder. She's still like very supportive. And so it's like they aren't where they used to be, but at least there's still some sort of relationship of starting over. But I like that when he's hanging out with Ned, it's almost like nothing's changed.
Nothing.
That was really cool. But Ned doesn't realize who he is at this time. It's not like the end of the movie. Ned realizes who Peter is. He's like, oh, and it cuts. And then the end credit scene, if we can touch on that. Did you see what it's referencing?
Yeah.
Secret Wars. So he's going to be on, so not in Doomsday. Although I did see a spoiler for Doomsday. Or not a spoiler, but like those trailer breakdowns?
Yeah.
That scream you hear when Charles Xavier's is going like, this, and there's a world blowing up. The scream is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man during the train scene in Spider-Man 2. And you line the screams up, and it's the same pitch, the same exact scream.
Wow.
So it's like, is he witnessing Tobey Maguire's world get destroyed?
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah.
But sorry to get segued from there, but I'm just so excited for Doomsday. All these projects coming up, I'm so excited for.
Yeah, I love that the MCU is finding its stride now, and it's kind of honestly some of these recent projects are some of my favorite all-time projects.
Yeah, which ones? Where would this rank like in these last few ones in your all time? Or I guess where would this rank? Like, what's your top 5 Marvel movies?
Top 5, no particular order, because like we're fresh out of this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one's there.
Yeah,
Like this is, either 2 or 1, honestly. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That's there for sure.
Yep, I agree. Both of those. Yep.
Both of those. We got Thunderbolts.
I need to finish Thunderbolts.
Yeah, finish Thunderbolts. It's just good, and I don't think it gets enough love. No Way Home. And the first Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just rewatched because after this, we're going to be shooting a Tom Holland, all of his movies recaps like we just did with Toby's and Andrew's.
Yeah.
But I just finished Infinity War and Endgame, and Infinity War is so good.
It's really good.
And I was like, is it better than Endgame? I think it is better than Endgame.
I think it's better than Endgame.
I like seeing the heroes lose.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, I also think it's just written better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I would probably have Brand New Day, Winter Soldier, Infinity War. Those three stick at the first Iron Man, and then maybe the first Avengers movie. That was really cool seeing all them come together. But I would either go with the first Avengers or No Way Home. One of those two. I will say I did watch Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness over.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
And I forgot Sam Raimi directed it. And I was like, who directed this? This is great. And as Sam Raimi, I was like, oh, well, yeah, horror.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I love Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
I think she's so cool.
She's so cool.
Elizabeth Olsen's awesome. So that might be in the top. I don't know. I know that might be a hot take. It might be that one because I do love Doctor Strange and I love Wanda. But No Way Home's, yeah. But this is definitely my top 5. This is probably in the MCU. This might be, 1 or 2 for me. It is that good.
It's that good.
I felt emotions in this movie that I haven't felt in any of the other Avengers or MCU projects, even slightly.
Yeah.
You know, I was like on the edge of my seat the whole time. Couldn't wait for what's coming, and I was like, I just couldn't get enough. I'm so happy with it. Yeah, this is probably... actually, I'd probably say, I know, recency bias. I mean, we're not shooting that other episode tonight. We'll shoot it, later, but give us a few days to kind of like think about it and resonate. But right now, this is probably my favorite MCU project.
Yeah, I'd agree. And as much as I want to be like, recency bias, like, no, it's that good.
Yeah, because like right now I'm trying to think. It's like, well, I just watched Infinity War 2 days ago at the time of filming this.
Yeah.
I just saw Winter Soldier recently.
Especially since we had watched the other Spider-Man movies following up to this. We had removed our nostalgia for them and looked at them objectively.
Yeah.
I think that's really helping to level out the recency bias.
Yeah.
That was something we were talking about. I'm like, I feel like this is recency bias, but at the same time, I'm not holding nostalgia because I looked at the older ones objectively.
Yeah. And I love the fighting in this one, by the way.
I love the fighting in this one.
Like going back watching the older movies, the fighting, I'm like, I guess that's... And that was my big gripe with a lot of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. It was like the choreography. I thought it was pretty weak. But this movie, best fight scenes, I think.
I wonder if fight choreography until recently has been a general struggle for the MCU, unless it's a Russo brothers film.
Yeah.
Because like Winter Soldier is amazing.
Yeah,
for
Winter
its
Soldier is
fights.
awesome with its fights. Those were so cool.
Like that goes up there with even past comic book movies. The fight sequences in there go up there with like Bond or Bourne.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And these fight scenes are just so cool, man. The way he was fighting, it felt like the Insomniac video game.
Yeah.
And I was like, just watching that. Even some of the weapons that the enemies were using, I was like, oh yeah, like the electronic or those like electric sticks they were smacking Peter with. I was like, oh, I get so annoyed when a henchman has one of those and is coming at me with it.
Definitely.
This was just, it's too good. I love this movie.
Do we give it a 10?
I'm leaning for this after reviewing all this stuff. I want to give it a 10.
I want to give it a 10 too.
So I think this is a 10 out of 10, perfect movie. Usually like things that bring me back is if it's like so cringy it takes away from the story. Like as everyone knows, I love the Batman, but that part where he's like, "You're not my dad, Alfred," I was like, all right, that was cringy. That lost a point. And some of the stuff in Superman, I was like, I don't know about that. I gave Superman, I think, an 8 or a 9 when we watched it. So I'm really high on that Superman movie. But this one, I didn't feel like there was any of that. I think you mentioned it. The humor felt well placed. well timed. It wasn't at the expense of the plot,
Yeah.
or at the expense of the plot. It was just really,
Every element in this movie respects itself and doesn't step on other parts.
yeah, such a good movie. Go see it.
Go see it.
I don't think I've ever given a movie a 10. This is a 10.
This is a 10.
This was that good.
Yeah.
Go see it. I wasn't aggravated. Sometimes movies make me annoyed because I'm like, hurry up, get to that point. And that'll be some drawbacks of movies. I'm like, all right, we're dragging here. This didn't drag.
Yeah.
This was just like, wow, that's cool. Oh, whoa, what's going on? And you didn't know if Spider-Man was going to win or not in certain areas. And finding out when they mentioned, I can't remember if I already said this in the review, but after he got shot, the Jean Grey kept him alive with her powers. Like he was going to die if it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
And she kept him alive long enough to get the surgery and everything and to make sure he survived.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, on the drive home, I'm like, it didn't quite have the spectacle of, like, a No Way Home or an Infinity War, but that's because it didn't necessarily need it.
Yeah.
So it's not like, wow, it's this hype moment. I mean, there's certain things that we'll get into later that have really kind of dulled hype moments for me, but this movie just earns everything it has, which is why I guess I walk away feeling like, what was the hype moment? I'm like, kind of all of it.
Yeah.
It's just a good movie.
I felt like we bring up Winter Soldier. It kind of reminds me of that, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's sharing that connected universe, but it's so grounded and that it feels like, it just feels good.
Yeah.
It feels like a really good grounded movie.
Yeah. Like it's using the connectedness to its advantage where things are there because, it makes sense that they're there.
Yeah. Like the Hulk didn't feel weird. He was teaching at a school and that's what his job is, and he talks about his inhibitor thing and keeps him in check and all that kind of stuff. And Sadie's Jean Grey ruins it, and that's what makes him go bananas.
Yeah.
And the Punisher being there, it all made sense. It's like I'm glad. I think you touched on it. They didn't treat the viewer as an idiot.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you know what's going on. You know who Spider-Man is. You know all this stuff. So, yeah, 10 out of 10. Fantastic movie. This is the best Spider-Man movie, in my opinion, that you can see.
Agree.
Yeah. Man, I just still can't get over like Peter. I really hope that this inhibitor chip, this is what they used on the X-Men, because I think that'll set up some great conflicts going forward in the future.
Yeah. Also, it's hard for me to think of an adaptation where we see Jean before the X-Men. Like they touch on it a little bit in Evolution, but Jean gets like her own story before she's with the team. Like she doesn't know anything about X anything in this story,
which is kind of cool because that's like kind of how the Avengers started. Everyone had their own solo thing, and then it brought the team together.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's kind of what the X-Men are going to be. It's like, hey, they're all on their own, they're brought together. And I would like to see, because there was a old cartoon called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I wonder if they're going to lean into that, because it was like Spider-Man hanging out with two members from the X-Men, going on adventures and fighting crime. So that, I wonder if they're going to tie that in, because some of my favorite stories are Spider-Man doing crossovers with other teams and heroes. So.
Like we were talking about Inferno the other day. Spider-Man's in that.
Yeah, so it's...
I like him being an X-Men buddy.
Yeah, me too. I like him more hanging out with the X-Men than the Fantastic Four.
Oh, I agree.
Like the bombastic bag man.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. But I love
the X-Men would never do him like that.
No, but him hanging out with the X-Men and even hanging out with the Avengers, although the Avengers seem to abuse him a lot too.
Yeah.
But I like to seeing him go toe to toe with the Hulk and connecting with the Hulk. It's just such a cool movie. You gotta see. You go see the movie.
You'll be talking about it like we are. It's great.
I can't wait to go see it again.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the review?
Other than I can think of, I think y'all just got to go see this.
Yeah, go see this movie again. 10 out of 10. We just saw it, and, we picked up all the good stuff. Spider-Man, Hulk, Punisher, popcorn buckets. Get all the merchandise. Go enjoy the movie. Take your friends. You're going to have a wonderful time, and let us know in the comments what you think. And until next time, we are the Oiyo Boyos. Please like, subscribe, share, do all the beautiful things so we can keep coming back, hanging out with you, and talking more nerd stuff with you. So I'm Sid Stratton.
I'm Ryan McMillan.
We'll see y'all later.
See you later.